What juicy gossip have you heard while pretending to be asleep? When I was in high school, I was practically a loner. Before high school I lived in Central Florida and didn't understand friendships and romantic relationships because of constant middle school bullies lying and messing with me and stuff. Anyways, I moved from a big city in Central Florida to a small town in Redwoods, California. I moved when I was in 8th grade, and I just kept to myself knowing that I'll probably move again because of my dad's job, so I thought there was no point in making friends. I was always keeping to myself and minding my own business, and I had a lot of sad thoughts, and I felt that, like in middle school, if someone learned of my sad feelings then they would make fun of me. So I had to act like I'm not sad. Since I wasn't good at socializing, I realized one of the easiest ways to be in a good mood was to hold my classroom's door open. I knew it was a nice gesture, so I just did it, and I thought being nice meant being in a good mood, so I held the door open every time. So every morning I would always hold my first period door open. I literally just stood there and held the door open, sometimes sitting but mostly stood there. You get the occasional "thank you" also, and I would just nod my head and not say anything. After a while in my head I would say it's working, no one will know that I'm feeling sad, so to make it more that I'm not sad and make it look like I'm happy by doing more nice gestures, I started picking up trash if someone littered and threw it away. I picked up a pencil when someone dropped it. If someone was sitting alone I would sit next them, although I wouldn't say much, and I would say good morning, name, to everyone in my first period. In my mind it was foolproof, no one will know I'm sad, and oddly enough I didn't get bullied. Fast forward to high school. Well, surprise, there were bullies. I was made fun of because I was Asian on my bus rides home. I was being pushed around in the hallways, etc. However, I kept on doing my gestures, because I do not want people to know I'm sad. Even though I did break down crying once on my bus. Another fast forward to sophomore year. Every morning I would always hold open the door to my high school's 0 period, which was really early in the morning, and I would almost always be the first one there. I was sitting there with my eyes closed to rest a bit, and I overheard some kid was making fun of me and stuff. Typical. Then I overheard someone defending me, saying I'm a nice kid and stuff. But it wasn't just one person, but multiple people. They were talking about how dedicated I am to being nice to people, holding the door open, picking up trash, picking up dropped pencils, sitting next to the lonely kids, etc. Soon after I started noticing people's kindness towards me. One moment was when this one bully held me to the ground when there was no one around. He was telling me to put up a fight and saying show me how Asian people fight. Of course, knowing about expulsion I refused to fight and let him have his way. Then out of nowhere 2 gangster-looking kids shoved the bully off of me and told the bully off and not to mess with me. They were telling me how they got my back and stuff. To myself I thought that was odd. Soon the days after I started noticing practically every clique was defending me. On my bus ride a couple of country kids were telling their country friend to apologize to me for always making fun of me for being Asian. Some goth-looking kids were wondering if I was alright and that I should smile some more since I had a great smile. I even realized that it was a bunch of football players that one morning when I was pretending to be asleep that defended me. Not long after I started smiling more, saying hello to everyone I knew the name of in the hallway, which was a lot apparently, joined community involving clubs. Heck, I was even nominated for the sophomore class homecoming king. I ended up telling people not to because I wasn't good in front of crowds. I ended up moving like predicted by the end of my sophomore year, but when I casually mentioned it in my English class, everyone stopped talking and looked in disbelief. Looking back, it was that moment that I realized for the first time that I truly mattered to people, and I didn't think as much sad thoughts since.